You know that sound, a sickening crunch of metal and wood, like the world itself just snapped in half. That's what I heard one sunny afternoon, standing on my porch, coffee in hand, when Lisa Caldwell's shiny Cadillac Escalade slammed into my fence and came to a dead stop. Smoke curled from the hood. Her bumper dangled like a broken jaw, and there she was, our neighborhood's self-crowned HOA dictator, stumbling out, staring at my fence like it had personally betrayed her. This wasn't just any fence. Mind you, this was my fence, built with my own two hands, every board measured, every nail driven with care, a crisp white line marking my little slice of the American dream in this sleepy corner of Willow Creek. And Lisa? She'd been treating it like her personal speed bump for weeks, plowing through like she owned my yard. But this time was different. My fence didn't budge. Her Cadillac? Totaled. Neighbors peeked out, some laughing, some filming, and I just stood there, heart pounding, knowing this wasn't luck, this was a plan. Want to hear how a quiet guy like me turned a simple fence into Lisa's worst nightmare? Stick with me, because this story's got it all: petty power trips, a neighborhood showdown, and a little taste of justice. When I moved to Willow Creek, I thought I'd found paradise, kids on bikes, lawns mowed just right, that suburban calm where you can hear the crickets at night. My house wasn't much, a modest two-bedroom with a creaky porch, but that fence? That was my pride. I spent weekends building it, sweat dripping, radio blaring, my old mutt Rusty snoozing in the grass nearby. It wasn't just boards and nails, it was mine, a boundary that said, this is my space. For a while, life was good. I'd sit out front, watch the sunset, wave at folks passing by. Nobody bothered me, and I didn't bother them. Then Lisa Caldwell rolled in. Picture a woman in her early 60s, always in designer yoga gear, sunglasses bigger than her face, driving an Escalade so polished it practically sparkled. She wasn't just on the HOA board, she acted like she was the HOA. Strutting around like Willow Creek was her personal kingdom. At first, I didn't care. She'd post her snippy little notes on the community board: grass too long, mailbox too rusty, blah blah blah. And I just shrugged. Let her play queen, I thought. I got my fence, my dog, my coffee. I'm good. But then she noticed me. It started small, her slowing down as she drove by, window down, tossing out comments like, "Hey Tom, that fence is looking a little dingy. HOA prefers a brighter white, you know." I'd smile, nod, keep hammering. Then one morning, Rusty's barking his head off, and I step outside to find my fence smashed, board splintered, tire tracks carved through my lawn. No note, no apology, but I knew. Later that day, I saw Lisa's Escalade peel out of her driveway, cutting across my yard like it was a public road, giving me this smug little wave as she sped off. My jaw clenched so tight, I thought my teeth might crack. I tried to be reasonable. I caught her one day, unloading her groceries, and said, "Lisa, you gotta stop driving through my fence. It's my property." She didn't even look up, just smirked and said, "Oh, Tom, it's barely a fence. Looks more like a suggestion. If you want privacy, build something solid." Then she laughed, like my months of work were a punchline. I went to the HOA, showed them photos, even a blurry video from my phone. Their response? A form letter saying they'd look into it. A week later, I got a fine $150 for unsightly fence damage. Lisa was on the board, calling the shots, and I was the one paying for her joyrides. That's when a hit met his wasn't just about a fence. It was personal. Lisa wasn't just careless. She was flexing, showing me she could do whatever she wanted, and the HOA would back her up. Every time she tore through my yard, every time she smirked, it was like she was spitting on everything I'd worked for. I'd lie awake at night, Rusty curled up at the foot of the bed, picturing her smug face, and I'd feel this fire in my chest, not just anger, but something colder, sharper. I wasn't going to scream or throw a fit. That's what she wanted, something to use against me. No, I was going to be smarter. I was going to make her regret ever looking at my fence. I started watching her. Lisa had a routine morning Pilates at the community center, afternoon errands, evening patrols in her Escalade, hunting for HOA violations. And every few days, she'd cut through my yard, laughing into her phone, like my fence was her personal playground. I tried fixing it new boards, fresh paint, but she'd just plow through again like it was a game. One day, I'm out back grilling with my sister Jenny and her kid, and here comes Lisa, barreling through, boards flying, missing my nephew by maybe 10 feet. Jenny gasped, grabbed her kid, and I just stood there, burger spatula in hand, heart racing. That was it. This wasn't just about me, Anna Maria. It was about keeping my family safe. I was done playing nice. I dove into the HOA bylaws, city codes, anything I could get my hands on. Late nights, coffee going cold, Rusty snoring beside me. I found a loophole. I could reinforce my fence however I wanted, as long as it looked the same on the outside. That was my golden ticket. I called up my buddy Mike, who used to do construction, and we hatched a plan. Steel posts sunk deep in concrete, disguised with pine boards painted that perfect HOA-approved white. I added thorny rose bushes for good measure, pretty, but vicious, just in case Lisa got any ideas about climbing out her car. I worked at night, lights off, shovel in hand, Rusty keeping watch. If Lisa's nosy friends saw me, they'd snitch, so I kept it quiet, moving like a thief in my own yard. When it was done, I stepped back, sweaty and sore, and looked at my masterpiece. From the street, it was just another white fence, nothing special. But those steel posts? They'd stop a tank. I hid 2 tiny cameras in the bushes, one for the fence, one for the street. If Lisa came for me again, I'd have her on tape, no excuses. During the day, I played dumb-waved at her, smiled, even repainted a few old boards to keep up the act. She'd drive by, smirking, thinking she had me beat. Oh, Lisa, you had no idea. The day it happened was a Saturday, warm and lazy. I'm on my porch, pretending to read, but really watching her house. Her garage door rolls up, and out comes the Escalade, chrome gleaming like it's ready for war. Lisa's behind the wheel, sunglasses on, not even glancing my way. She revs the engine, swings toward my yard, and floors it. The sound wasn't what I expected. No snap of wood, no splintering boards, just a bone-rattling clang, like a sledgehammer hitting an anvil. Her Escalade crumpled, airbags popped, and the rose thorns clawed her shiny paint to shreds. She screamed, sunglasses flying as neighbors spilled out, phones up, filming the chaos. I walked over, slow and calm, fighting a grin. Lisa stumbled out, scratched up, hair a mess, screaming, "What the hell did you do, Tom?" I shrugged. "Looks like you picked the wrong fence to mess with." The crowd laughed real, loud laughs, not the nervous ones from before. She kicked the fence, expecting it to fall. It didn't move. "You trapped me," she spat. I pulled out my folder permits, bylaws, receipts, and handed it to Stan, the HOA president, who'd just shown up, looking like he'd rather be anywhere else. "Everything's legal, Stan," I said. "Want to see the footage too?" Lisa's face went white. For once, she had nothing to say. The aftermath was glorious. Videos of the crash went viral. Neighbors posted them with captions like, "HOA tyrant gets owned." Lisa tried to spin it, storming into the next HOA meeting, demanding I be fined, expelled, whatever. But I had the evidence, cameras, bylaws, everything. Stan read my paperwork, sighed, and said, "Tom's within his rights." "Lisa, you've been trespassing." The room erupted, neighbors clapping, some even cheering. Lisa's insurance claim got denied, turns out. Repeated trespassing doesn't count as vandalism. Her premium spiked, her repair bill hit 5 figures, and then came the real kicker. A few weeks later, Lisa lost it. I'm watering my lawn when she screeches up in her rental car. Yep, The Escalade was still in the shop. She storms over, face red, and before I can say a word, she yanks my mailbox out of the ground, concrete and all. Neighbors gasp, phones come out, and Mrs. Carter across the street yells, "That's a federal crime, you idiot!" Lisa freezes, mailbox in her hands, like she just realized she's the villain in her own story. Cops showed up, cuffs came out, and Lisa's screaming about entrapment as they haul her into the squad car. I just smiled and said, "Nice one, Lisa. You really showed that mailbox who's boss." She was done after that. The HOA kicked her off the board, banned her from ever running again. Her so-called friends ditched her. Her house went up for sale, and one night I saw her loading boxes, muttering to herself, defeated. I rebuilt the fence one last time, added a little plaque that read Lisa's last ride. Neighbors loved it, took selfies, made it a local legend. For the first time in years, Willow Creek felt free. No more nitpicky fines. No more HOA reign of terror. Just people living their lives. Looking back, it wasn't just about the fence or even Lisa. It was about standing up to someone who thinks they're above everyone else. Lisa thought she could bully her way through life, but all it took was a little patience, a few steel posts, and her own arrogance to bring her down. I could have lost Idioled, fought dirty, but I played it smart. Let her dig her own grave. And man, did she dig deep. So what about you? Ever dealt with a Lisa in your life, someone who thought they could steamroll you? How'd you handle it? Drop it in the comments, because I know I'm not the only one with a story like this. Was I right to trap her like that? Or did I go too far? Let's hear it, hit that subscribe button, and let's keep talking about the battles we fight in our own backyards. Because sometimes all it takes is one stubborn fence to change everything.